I don't think so. I think it's unlikely you can get Excalibur 2, but I couldn't confirm. The only person who actually has any insightful knowledge as to how possible it could be would be Mizzo. But I have genuine doubts that it would be possible. But again, I don't know. I mean, the real question is whether it would make a difference. Because charge is going to be useless, except against Transkuja, so as not to trigger counterattacks. And you don't need the Excalibur 2 to get charged. It's just a really good weapon. That's how we do, Mr. Post. Good morning, man. How are you? I'm guessing it's morning. I mean, it must be, right? Like early morning as well. Actually, I have no idea where you're based. What's up, Dream Hazard? That's right. That's right. Alright, cool. Because, yeah, I figured, you know, it's somewhere between 4 to 7 hours or something like that before me. Oh, I shall indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Biddly-dim-bum. Biddly-dum-bum. Biddly-dim-dim. Ba-na-na-na-na. Totally reasonable. Daily 12-hour streams. That must be so lucrative. It's good, though. Clocks change tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yep, they change for everyone, I think, tomorrow. Hey, Loki, thank you very much. Nah, that's... So, in terms of... For sport... Oh, that's right. Yours is like a month later or something, isn't it? Or maybe it's a month earlier. Thanks, like... Yeah, I know it's off by a bit. So in terms of like sports, is it just like bets and stuff that you do with sports, Mr. Post? Okay. Hang on. Right. So by we, who do you mean by we, Dreamhouse? Because I've got in my head what you mean by we. I don't know if it's what I think it is. Oh, we the British. Okay. I thought, so it was either going to be that or it was going to be we the Americans. And obviously, one's going to have more favor than the others. You know... Not bad. Is it contest of the... Okay. I'm trying to get my head around it. So, It's not a bet. Contest with other competitors. Reading their content. Are you just... Is it betting, but you're just calling it something else? Because it reads a lot like what I imagine the word betting to mean. Maybe I should look into this. Do you need to be good at it? Because it's like, there's this thing when it comes to gambling where like some of it's just down to luck and some of it's down to like informed decisions. Okay, cool. So it's legally not gambling, but people might see it in a similar light too. Fair enough. Hey, Albot, thank you for the raid, man. How are you, my king? Well, that's the thing, like, you generally seem to do, like, well with it, if not very well with it. So I have to know. What made you bust out the console, Elbod? I love it, I love it, I love it. But is it a case of... like... is it the process? Or skill, or what? I'm just trying to... or is it like... is it knowing the game, or how the games work? Because it would be like... it would be ridiculous for me to be like... here, just teach me how to win money. Because... I imagine that like that's the kind of skill you know, people probably pay money to learn about. So much food talk. You know, because like the amount of times where like places I've worked and colleagues have done fantasy football leagues, and like the ones who know all about football, you know, aren't always the ones that win. Possibly. Hey, Rom Scout. Thank you for the raid, man. Thank you very much indeed. That's like 2 streams 2 days in a row I've seen you do. But always early in the morning. It's like, it's probably a good time for you. Because I remember when I was doing my teacher training, before I became a fully fledged qualified teacher person, Ron was streaming consistently. Shh, 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 quiet. Shush. Gosh darn it, man. The dream days where Ron was keeping a beautifully consistent schedule. But he was always like streaming at 6 a.m. So I would like wake up and he would start, and then I'd get into work and I'd be able to watch for like 15, 20 minutes or something before I had to do my job. But at the same time, at least I was able to watch him a bunch. So how was Randomizer? And how have you been? Are you keeping well? I don't know if insane's the word I would use, but I guess probably. So, for those who don't know, let's just go through the lot. So this is Final Fantasy IX. It's a challenge run. So generally, RPGs, you get 3 or 4 party members, and then you like run through the game walloping stuff. A lot of them have got like really broken mechanics in some ways, where there might be just like an OP ability or weapon or something like that. Final Fantasy IX, you play pretty conventionally. There are like 1 or 2 glitches maybe. Alright, awesome. Thanks very much, Rom. I look forward to it. Thank you very much for the raid. Hope you get a good sleep. Or like a medium sleep. Someone can make a certain reference to the sleep if you want. I'm not going to. Sandstorm! So this is a solo character challenge run. But the thing that makes it way better than most challenge runs you might see is that this has actually been rooted as a speed run. So it is going to be done in real time. Probably take probably somewhere in the 12 to 13 hour range, which, considering the normal any % speedrun is 9 hours, is pretty good, pretty fast. Oh, good old SMT. Dude, FF9 randos are amazing. I have got that t-shirt on, Zephyr, but it's cold. The combination of my hoodie and t-shirt mean I can't put it properly. No, it's very not warm here. It's very normal temperature. Slightly on the cool side. That's a brilliant idea. Put the t-shirt on top of the hoodie. So that's part of it. The solo character challenge. But more importantly than that, for the entire run, I am raising money for Gamers Outreach. I'm in England. Dude, 7 randomizer is so busted. It is just broken. But in the best possible way, like amazingly. Not in a bad way. It's really cool. So, the event's Gamers for Giving. And normally a LAN event, but because of COVID, it's been done as an online marathon with several streamers. Gamers Outreach provide gaming for children in hospitals. They've got things like Go-Kart, which is like a portable system that has like a console, monitor, controller stuff. They've got the Player 2 project where gamers go in and help with tech support and, you know, equipment and stuff. Play games with the patients and things. Really, really good cause. Where am I going? This way. Maybe this way? Probably this way. I think this way. Yeah, this way. So if anyone has got anything they would be comfortable contributing, please do, because the revenue from the stream and yesterday's are going towards the foundation. It was amazing, Hyper Troller. Black Knight's super good fun. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, subs, give subs, resubs, cheers, donations. Donation link there. All appreciated. Anything that people can. Nice miss. You know, fire is bad. Oh, fire on Vivi's the worst. So I just realized that we never got the reflect ring in Trino. I think this is the first solo character run I've done where I haven't gotten the reflect ring from Trino, in fact. Well, the only reason to not do something... No, it's not in the route to do it. The other ones all have that rooted in. One, 8, 9. I can't make a joke out of those numbers. They don't mean anything. Got him. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the reflect ring's just nice to have anyway. Like, that's the thing. The reflect ring's always a good item. So the question is, why not to have it? Which I guess we'll learn at some point. I've never done the run before, so I don't know what clever root stuff's going on. Well, if you want to use add status and inflict heat onto Harka, you're going to use the fire sword. Blood sword just gives you absorb. Like, it does that. It's got lifesteal. That's what it's called. But like I said, it's only for solo character runs. It's the only reference that I've got. So, you know, all I can tell you is that the you know, Aiko uses it, Freya uses it. In fact, I don't even know if it's in Freya Root. I don't remember. I know. Actually, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure we get it for Aiko and Quina. I mean, it'll be pretty clear. I'll probably get it later on. That's probably why, and it saves us money not having to do it now. What do you mean like? Oh, do you mean like as a? You mean as like a proper cutscene, Hypertroller? A filmva, if you will. That'd be pretty cool. Do you know what I find super odd? But it rarely affects me to the point where I care to do anything about it or think about it. But it's whether you say "ah" or "an" before something. Hey, Cat1, thank you very much for $20. I'm trying to keep up with the Tiltify tracker as I can. I don't get notifications for it. So I just try to have the page up and see when it refreshes. I love the fact they just collide. It's amazing. Frey's an amazing character. Well, the problem with it is not, the fact that it's, before vowels and consonants. It's that if you say the letter, it can be different from if you say a word. So, for example, if I was to say, like final, it's an F, but it's not an final. It's a final. That doesn't even make sense, Sorrowful. Like, I mean... I have no idea. Like, I don't even get it. What do you mean by like a pole tapped to a melon? Or tape, sorry. Like, I know what melons look like. I don't get it. I'm so... I don't understand at all. But that's the problem that I've got with it. That's the problem I've got with it. Is that... like the an and a, depending on whether it's a word or a letter. Like of the same one. Doesn't maintain the same rule. It's upsetting. Because then the question is... So, like, if I write FF as an abbreviation for Final Fantasy, it's going to look grammatically incorrect if I say FF run rather than an FF run. But what, I mean, do the rules change if it's an abbreviation, even if it stands for a word? Like, you would say an FMV, like Aisha said. I just don't know. Doesn't sit right, you know what I mean? Doesn't sit right. Back to the Cathedral. What's up, Grudge Stars? Going? Just doing all words. Nice. catch up with everyone in a second. Sorry, I'm just focusing for a minute. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's only frustrating when you think about it. Thanks very much, Coach Star. Yeah, it was absolutely insane is what yesterday was. Absolutely insane. Oh. Nice one, nice. Wait, what happened for it? Alright, okay, we've been learning now. That's what I love. Welcome to the education part of the stream. Hang on, you can't have something that's almost always grammatically correct. That makes no sense. Something either has to be or has not to be grammatically correct. 305, Leopold. Steiner's called Steiner because he has to be. I think those are the only characters. What's Garnet called? Pizza? Yeah. I know, right? Well, we haven't confirmed because I want them all to begin with P. So small pizza is not necessarily what it's going to be. But can you verbalize grammar, or is grammar a written concept? Spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Those are the three that tend to go together. So a sentence has to be grammatically correct, whether it's spoken or written. But like the problem is, so the example of historian. I love Paprika. That's a great name. I love it. I love Paprika. Is that if you drop the H on historian, that's wrong. Like that to me is like the equivalent of saying things incorrectly because of dialect. All right. So, for example, in like South London or whatever, you would use the word "what" instead of "that." Well, no. The thing is, you would say that, you know, if you say that there's someone what was 5 years old, that's incorrect grammatically, but also colloquially completely acceptable. But the thing is, so where is it documented that an historian is correct? Petite pizza won't fit. 7 letters maximum. Like, that's the thing. So, like, where is, you know, if you're saying almost always, where is the documentation? Where's the legal script that tells us that the alternative is also correct? But how can it almost always... But if something's correct, it's correct. How can it almost always be correct? How can it not be correct? My understanding of what grammar is the structure, I guess the structure of a sentence? I think that's what I would understand grammar to be. So the correct structuring of sentences is probably what I would say. Oh no, that's hard bullshit. You can't say something's grammatically correct for a dialect. A dialect cannot, you know, be more important than a grammatical structure. That's got to be ridiculous. But you would never teach that. You would say if someone wrote what was instead of that was in a piece of written work in a school, you would be told that was wrong. Why would you say is? That actually is incorrect. Or I swear, if someone tells me saying is for a plural can be correct, I'm fucking done. But like, so like, if you were to teach something in Cockney slang, for example, or whatever, that's, you know, and you know, using those expressions for stylistic writing, but it's still incorrect grammatically. That's what I've been told anyway. That's what I grew up believing. Just subscribe, Hypertroller. Much easier. No ads. How dare you say that? Don't you undermine my amazing Northern Irish education. But the thing is, you're taught, I mean, education, I'm not going to say it's grown or developed necessarily hugely. It has, of course. But like a lot of the times, you get taught what's correct for the accepted norm or what's correct for the exam. Which is, people are trying to give it less weight and make it less about that. It's still really easy to get trapped in that ideology. So what is the definition for grammar then? So, what I said wasn't incorrect, it just wasn't wholly inclusive or whatever. Because, like, I mean, effectively, language is, you know, the parts of language put together are sentences. But so my understanding is that grammar has got right and wrong. Like, grammar's got rules. So like so the example of saying what has instead of that has, or in the West Midlands you would say you am rather than you are. But I would hard say one is right and one is wrong. Yeah, like, and that's a dialect thing. That's a colloquial cultural thing. But that's the thing is, I would say, even though people would say that, I wouldn't say that that dialect is a grammar. I would say it's grammatically incorrect, but it's a colloquial phrase that's accepted. So like in Northern Ireland, you'd say, you know, what about you or how's about you, which is ridiculous. You know, how's about you, which means how are you or what about you. What is about you? It's not asking you about your surroundings. It means how are you. They both mean the same thing. But I would say they're both wrong as far as correct. But I would say grammar is correct or incorrect. Like, I wouldn't say that grammar changes based on the situation. My understanding was that grammar was hard and fast. Yes or no. No, I'm just catching up on what people have said. Well, the problem is then, why do you... I mean, I would say most people grow up, like, learning one set of grammar rules. By G. Yes. Because my presumption was that the English language had a hard set of grammatical rules that were correct or incorrect. And the intricacies of dialect or phraseology or whatever you want to call it that individuals would have or certain areas would have are incorrect grammatically, but socially acceptable. And I feel pretty confident that's what I was growing up. That's what I was growing up. Fucking shit, man. That's what I was taught growing up. I had no... At no point have I ever come across the notion that there would be separate grammar for separate dialects. And because the thing is, I've had, what, 25 years of formal education that have all led towards that. I think Mizzo's put the wrong Beatrix 2 fight. In these notes. Because they say Beatrix 2, Freya jump high potion of shock. Surely it's just the normal fight. And now I'm trying to do the run at the same time as think about all these things. I desperately want to get to the conversation because I'm actually loving this. This is fucking learning's amazing, folks. Right. Prescriptive and descriptive grammar. What the fuck's that? This is all made up. Everything you're all saying is made up. Right, moving on. Right. Well, yeah, I mean, this thing, you change everything, you change the rules with everything over time. Right? It's the same with language. So, like, new words get invented. The definition of a word changes, which is fine, but it's still got a definition. You know? And that's, like, every time it changes, it's still got a hard and fast definition. Like, so every word should have, like, even if it's got multiple definitions, for example, which is fine. Or multiple meanings, you know, depending on either just the word itself or whether it's a noun or verb, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. But they've got definition that is fixed until it's then changed. But it's not like it's in a state of flux. And if you change the rules, fine. Then you've got a new rule. But it's still a rule. You know, like the use of commas, that's fine. I don't care about that. Like different commas for whatever. See, because the thing is, I would, that's to me as a style. So like the Oxford comma the Oxford comma for me is like a stylistic choice, not a grammatical convention. The thing is, I mean, the expression "think of it like languages" seems silly because we're literally talking about the English language. We have been thinking about language the whole time, but not other languages. But the problem is, it's like just saying that different languages have got different rules and stuff. Just whatever. That's totally fine. I don't care. That shouldn't have any impact on like Japanese grammar shouldn't have any impact on English grammar. But that's I mean, a different language. So for me, like a dialect it's still within the language. So that to me is a ridiculous concept. So like, I would just say if someone's speaking their language and they've got their own rules, if they incorrectly use the rules of their language, then they're using incorrect grammar. Whereas if someone uses incorrect English. Yeah, but the problem is that there's nothing in what you said, Rensaru, that means one's correct or incorrect. And that's the problem, is my understanding of these things is it's like your dialect is fine, but I would still say that dialect is tied grammatically, and I would use the words correct and incorrect. As an important distinction. So it's deeper than that. So I mean, you know, it's not a question of what is grammar, what is dialect. It's a question of digging more into grammar. Because I don't think I'm confused about dialect. I think I've got dialect right. But I mean, we get the idea that, you know, English is a hot mess in terms of how it's put together, and there are other, you know, people will mention other languages as being easier to understand or have, you know, a more coherent and consistent rule set and stuff like that. What do you mean there's no common sense that allows for acronyms to free flow in conversation? Hypertroller. Hypertroller? What the fuck is going on? I can't say anything anymore. Hypertroller. Do you mean like in terms of like previous rule sets of the language? So like, for example, there's no precedent in the English language in terms of the structural convention or the language convention that makes that saying lol has got any meaning. Even though people say lol, well, not anymore. Same with lol and YOLO are relatively dead terms now, but in terms of there was no precedent for saying an acronym out loud, like as if it were a word. bet there was. I bet there acronyms have been used as words for hundreds of years. But we just don't know about them. Or they just haven't been used or whatever. I wonder how far behind I am on chat. I still have to play the game. Like, that was my break to catch up, and the break's now over. Oh man, the concept of something being sometimes enforced is upsetting. Don't even... I'm skipping ahead to Parental Tentacles thing because I've just seen it. Don't even talk to me about Roadie. Roadman speak. No. I get enough of it at school. I don't need to have it outside. Yeah, but so what you're saying from like DG Jono, right? So by the rules are set by how much a certain use saturates, right? But the thing is, if 80% of English speakers use the word what and 20% use the word that, by that logic, then that means that what is correct and that is incorrect because the majority are using one. But everything that is being said right now indicates that both are entirely correct because they're going off different dialectual or dialectical, whatever the word is, systems. Yeah, but so I'm fine with language changing and adapting over time. You know, I actively encourage it. The problem I've got is that the rules, so the rules shouldn't dictate language, but the rules should follow language to a firm rule that is irrefutable and consistent. Right, I need to grind. Fuck, are we grinding to level 19 here? I also just realized I forgot to do a menu. Shit. I feel like this is the perfect time to teach advanced linguistic principles. Trance? Ah! So apparently we are grinding here. I didn't know we were. Right, here we go. That's a fun joke, Leopold. That definitely breaks up the seriousness of the conversation. Mithril Helm. Alright, so we're going for Insomniac. Okay, there we go. Right, now I can catch up while I'm grinding to level 19 or 20 AP or whatever. Okay, thank you for the intermittent hilarity, Leopold. So, prestige. I love this. So what we're saying is there's like high English and low English. So you're saying that in different countries, the way the English language is taught is different. Who's dismissing the importance of dialects? It better not be me. Right, now we go to the right. There we go. Okay. I don't want to scroll down to the bottom and see how far behind I am. Yeah, that's fine. Like you can have like a massive you can have a massive mesh-up of like multiple languages. It doesn't mean you can't have a consistent rule set. It's just someone has to bother their ass doing it and then enforcing it. That's the answer. You didn't. I thought Rensaru started this Hypertroller. I don't want no miscrediting to go on. Issues are fine as long as people care about, you know, working around them and, you know, making a system that works and is accurate and correct. See, now I have no idea where I am in the car. I don't know. I don't see. People will be talking to me at bits that I don't even know. All right, fine. Do they just appear from here? I don't actually know. I've never grinded out the soldiers. Do I have to go away from the thing? If I just wait here, maybe? How does this work? Right. That, I don't think what you've said about grammar rules, like, falling in and out of use is correct, Hypertroller. It's not about 69, 0. Actually, I don't even get the reference to Harry Potter. But I don't think about falling in and out of use. Changing, sure. What do I have to do to make them come to me? Or does it just take time? Or do I have to get a certain distance? Oh, dude, I love octopi as a plural. And I'm fine with cactus having, like, 3 different plurals. That's totally fine with me. You know, octopi is amazing. Well, the thing is, I'm totally fine with it. It's just absolutely not what I was told and what I grew up with. Like, all someone had to do was say, you know, what we're teaching you is standardized English, and other forms are completely correct. And like, I mean, the obvious reason not to do that is because it makes the situation more complicated. You know, I totally get that. Like, the idea of, you know, why... That's the kind of thing where you start by saying, you know, there's only one language, you know, and then, you know, a year or two later, it's like, actually, there are 2. And then you kind of expand from there just because it's easier to keep it simple and develop, rather than being like, there are 1,000 possibilities. This is the one we're teaching you because this is what most people do. You know, or whatever. Why would that not be announced, like, to everyone? Why does everyone not get, like, an email or a letter from the government? You know? Good afternoon, English speaker. We've changed the rules. You may no longer say this anymore. Or whatever. Alright, I've got to your message, Rensaru. I mean, presumably you just have a committee that decides what's wrong and right. That's what most people have. Right, see if I can blast this. Oh yeah, 15, still going. Right, that's fine. Don't mind that. Great. Oh yes, let's all donate money and help for the cause. This is all about charity. Right now, this is about... Right. Right, I'm totally fine with prescriptive and descriptive. I mean, I don't fully get it, and I'll definitely forget which is which, but I'm totally with it. What's up, Azanko? How's it going? Well, you got Octopi is great. It's got great mouthfeel. I love Octopi, and I even like there are times well I will for the sake of being clever use what I would describe as incorrect language. To be clever and to have fun. Even for stuff that's not typically described as being okay or correct. Well, that's the thing. The problem is that you want to get the balance between an awareness of the fact that there are other options out there and things that are different, while being able to rein in the expectation of what you're going to do, but opening up enough curiosity where someone else can do their own bit about it. Like it's a really hard line to find. So it's much easier just to narrow down things in teaching, to keep it simple and straightforward and branch out. And if you never say that there are other things there, no one's going to ask the question. And that just streamlines the process. Right. Yeah, but like it's fine and well in saying that it's made of a mixture of languages, but sure it's important, but it doesn't matter in so much as there's no reason why you can't say, okay, this is we've got this language that's called English. It's made up of Latin, French, German, whatever. I don't know what the combination of languages is made out of are. Doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean that you have to say, oh, well, this has got some rule that we're going to have this, or we're going to use some of this. Just make your own fucking rule set and stick to it. So, yes, it's important that it's come from different languages, that they may have different rules or expectations or norms and stuff like that. But if you're going to call it a language, singular, have its own rule set. So, in terms of I would say matter, I wouldn't say is the word. Because you just make your decision. Oh man, I'm sorry you've had to go through that, Zephyr. Platypi. Octopodes is pretty common. Hey Blackfire, thank you for 37 months. No idea when that happened. The government have been sending more emails recently. But I mean, that was a bit of a silly example. But there's got to be some sort of way to let everyone know. Well, I mean, I'm not an English specialist. So everything I learned up until A-level is what I know. I didn't do anything past A-level English. I have a real keen interest in language and English. And the whole thing. But that doesn't mean that I know everything. And there are things that, people who've got a degree or a graduate degree or whatever will know that I don't. And there might be things that I know that the people who have a graduate degree don't know. Well, fuck those people who don't, because then I can school them and be like, this is what's up, and they'll be like, no it isn't, and I'll be like, I got it in writing, bitch. Anyway. I have no idea who did, but you're welcome, Rosie. Where are we at? Moist has not got good mouthfeel. But I guess mouthfeel depends on the person, doesn't it? Amazing cards. The sub, they were it was just sub day Hyper Troller. Never mind sub bomb, it was just sub day. Sub country. How am I? Okay, I think I'm nearly there. I'm not, I don't feel like I'm that far behind anymore. Well, if you create a word or whatever, then surely you get to decide. Well, do you get to decide how it's pronounced? What's the ruling on pronunciation of new words? What the fuck? Loan words? 12. It's 12:52. I'm 2 minutes behind. Thanks, Average. Have a lovely day. See you soon. What the fuck's a loan word? Like, I mean, like, L-O-N-E is in, like, a lonesome word, fine, but alone? You can rent words? Cephalopod's a great word. I like that a lot. Dry skin. What? I mean, dry skin's not good. Moist, like, moist is a fun word, but it's, I mean, there are better words. So the rules, Juanito, are if you can use the character, you must use them on their own. If you cannot use them, you can do whatever you want. That's just the rule set that we've got. See? That's why the French are better than everyone else. No, but the thing is, if there's a rule set, that means that you can enforce it. So it's not about whether people accept it or people, or, you know, it catches on. I don't care about that. I want to have the high ground where I can be like, this is correct. Like, yes or no. This has been introduced. This is what the actuality is. You know? But the thing is, it's all about implementation as well. So it's one thing to be like, yeah, so it's about distribution of rule set. That's the problem. They've just got a bad PR manager. What do you mean language rules for music? Like the word music? Because that's not musical. You don't, I mean, what do you mean by language rules for music? Because music's got a very consistent rule set. If you're talking about, like, the language of music, you know, like reading music as a language. But if you're talking about language rules using the word music or words that you would find in music, I don't see how that falls under my remit in any way. No ideas, Efric. Loan word is one taken from another language, like sushi, an adjective. But why are they? But like, you have to pay back a loan, right? But you don't. Surely, loan words you don't pay back, right? Well, I did enjoy the two things that I learned from Samu. That was pretty cool. Right. Cephalopy, combining octopi and cephalopod. No, stop right. I thought I was still there. Right, okay. Ah! I caught up, motherfuckers! Exactly, Zadris. Hercules versus Heracles. I prefer Heracles for mouthfeel. Are you talking about Hercules in terms of... Wait, what am I thinking? What am I trying to say? Are you thinking of Hercules in terms of... What the fuck am I even saying? Legendary Tantarian fight. Okay, here we go. Well, yeah, you can write more, but I'm on track now. I mean, so this is a thing about humans. Humans, We go for the path of least resistance a lot of the time. You know, you just pick what's the easier option. It's like, oh, I've been doing this for my whole life. Why would I stop doing it now? And then the things that you've been doing for longer, are more ingrained habitually. And it's one of those, it's amazing. So like a lot of the stuff that I've been reading up on and learning about recently is about, or are about, how rubbish humans are at certain things. So like, you know, capable of absolutely amazing things, can't even express their feelings. Can't stay organized, really bad at remembering. Exactly. That's true. Slash and Thrash Super Ninja. Slash and Thrash and Super Ninja. It fits the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what I thought. You see, this is one of these things. So again, like what I was saying in terms of like when it comes to education and Vivi's not going to kill himself. I just realized that. I should have used the spell. Oh, wow. Freya didn't even kill herself. Amazing. But it's like, what's right or wrong? You know what I mean? Vivi lived? What a legend. Vivi's so good at the game. Okay. You know, that kind of thing. People so strong. As long as this doesn't miss. But like that, so it's now at a point in education where we're actively being told to teach things, I guess, properly and correctly. There are definitely points where I guess it's easier or harder. Doesn't say to heal here, but I'm going to choose to. I guess I should be in good health, but I'm not. Whatever. Because it's one of these, it's so easy to be like, oh, there's more to it than, you know, there's more to this concept that I'm telling you. Just because it takes more time to explain. But like, maybe we've just got more freedom now. Like maybe previously, like you had to be, like more like direct, or there was less room in what you could teach and how you went about it. Because we do have quite a lot of freedom now. You know, we've got a curriculum that we have to teach to. But I don't think it's super restrictive. Dude. So the question I've got for you, Hyper Troller, is why do you keep making really niche references? Think of it as this thing in Harry Potter, as if anyone has got a clue about what that means. I mean, Lucha, are you a fervent scholar of D&D? Yeah, but that's not going to be the majority of people. So, like, when you say about Harry Potter and spells going in and out of use, I don't remember anything. I've read all the books, and I've seen all the films. Now, when you're talking about learning common versus undercommon, I play D&D, and I'm familiar with common being, like, the language that most speak and you often refer to as English or whatever. But, like, I have no idea what you're getting at. Because, like, I've got to the point now where a lot of, like, if I'm teaching something and there's more to it, I'll teach the more to it. Pathfinder's great. I mean, I'm currently playing 5e. I like it. I like 4e a lot. I've never played Pathfinder, but I've watched some. Well, yeah, I mean, like, they live in the Underdark. There's, you know, but, like, in terms of, like, the difference between learning common and undercommon, I don't know. You know who doesn't speak undercommon? This guy. Yeah. Nice miss, bitch. And the counter! Oh, yeah. Another counter? I mean, thanks for reminding me, but, like, that doesn't help me with the context of the question, or whatever statement. But no, the thing is, it's like, I don't even... Like, even knowing what some of these things are, how they apply in any way is just so non-linear. Man, these fights are going to be amazing. Kablow! Well, here's the thing. What constitutes being able to speak another language? Right, so for example, if you can say one word in 20 languages, can you speak 20 languages? Because I presume that's the kind of thing you're getting at, Starful, is that there are phrases that we use in certain languages that can be used or applied to other languages. But, like, at what point does someone who's an Anglophone saying they don't speak some other language, like, where are the lines drawn here? Well, that's just, I mean, like, because the thing is, there are some things that are, like, way more obvious than others. So, for example, right, if you want to go by, like, a spec, whatever, like, just from a purely musical standpoint, right, in music, there's a thing called a key signature, all right? It comes at the beginning of a piece of music, and it tells you the set of notes that you're going to use, or the sounds that you're going to use, or that you're allowed to use. This is a simplified explanation of it, right? Now, in key stage 3, so 11 to, if you're between 11 and 13, right? Or 11 and 13, 11, 14, something like that there. You don't need to know what that is. You might see them, and you might experience it in music, but you don't need to know what it is. You don't need to be able to explain it. You don't need to be able to talk about it. At key stage 4, you need to know 8, for example, different. So, like, between 14 and 16, you need to know 8 different key signatures. It doesn't matter whether you understand them or not, but you need to know what they are and be able to identify them. You still don't need to know what they do, but you need to be able to identify them. When you're, like, 17, 18, A-level, you need to know the other 8, for example. Or maybe it's 6, or whatever, I don't remember. Anyway, now that's something, like, that can be just really simple progressive, you know? It's a case of, you know, like, in the lower school, you explain what it is, and you say that there are different ones, and this is what this one is. You know, it's quite easy to squash that. Whereas there are going to be things where Like, if you open up a certain topic or process or construct or whatever it is, the amount of questions that can come from it could be really difficult. But then it's your job as a teacher to figure out how to deal with that. Because there's obviously a difference between being able to speak a language, being able to read a language, and being able to understand a language. Right? Hang on. Hypertroller, there's no way that can be in any way closely accurate. When you say functionally understand most of a language, I mean, the language includes the words, so surely then you need to know most of the words. I guarantee you, most people don't know most words of a language. Now, there might be just a cleaner way of explaining it. But again, it wasn't understanding most or little or a lot of a language. That wasn't anything that was was under question. Accent and regionalism. I don't know how far you have to go to this, you know, to have the difference between something you would consider to be a language and not. If I use enough Northern Irishisms or Welshisms or Scottishisms, does that mean it's a language? Okay, so that's fine. Okay, I need to be really careful about what's happening here. Yeah, so this is fine. Okay. This fight's fine. You won't be able to act like this at work or college. Oh, hell no. They don't give a shit about that. No one gives a shit about that. Because you know where they're not now? Work or college. You know how many of them know some of the things? They don't care. You know how many of them don't even have any aspiration for college or university or anything like that? Okay, now here's the thing. The notes say Bandersnatch, Zidane, Dagger, Phoenix Down, Vivi Blazara. Do I revive them now? I need Mizzo to answer this, like, right now. So I lose Steiner after this fight, which is fine. Do I get revives? It doesn't say to do... I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to do what it says to do on the notes. And hope that it works. I mean, depends what you mean by rubbish. Lots of people are very poor at their language. I still don't know if that would constitute most. I mean, is it? I'm trying to think if it even is that much. So, I know it's different from language to language because I looked at this. There's a guy who tried to learn Italian in a week. And he spent like 3 hours a day for a week on it to get functional Italian. Right. I needed a bloody good job as well. But he worked off like 1,000 words. That was the whole... Like, that was the thing that he had to work on. So he chose the 1,000 most common words, and that was his starting point. So the thing is, it's too much vaguism, right? Because like it's, you know, a lot of people would probably be able to say, "Oh, I know what a simple conversation is," and then you were to say to that same person, "Explain what a simple conversation is," and they might give you an example. But like they wouldn't be able to give you the definition. This is the best. I loved it. This is one of my favorite things in school. Is like when you ask someone, you know, what is this? Tell me what this is. And they give you an example of it, and you're like, no, that's a great example. Now give me the definition. Demure. I definitely heard the word. Like I'm familiar with it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. Why did you miss? I couldn't tell you, Prana Tentacle, sorry. Why did you miss? And now she's asleep. Amazing. Huge round of applause for the Bandersnatches. Shit, fuck. Hit anti-Freya. Fuck you. Hit Freya. No, counters allowed. Passive abilities that you don't control are totally fine. Fuck you. Shit, fuck. Shit. Shit, fuck, fuck, shit. Shit, fuck. Shit. Okay, that's fine. Wake up, bitch. Fucking wake up. Aha! Yes! Yeah, I think I said I don't know if he used memory techniques or not. It's not like a person I know personally. It was like something I watched. Damn straight, Blue Blade. Damn straight. Dagger Cure all the fool. Okay. But I imagine, yeah, he did some stuff. But yeah, there are like lots of ideas on the best way to learn a language. Nah, all good, James. Doing good, man. How are you? Oh, I don't know if he's still using it or whatever, but basically the proof in the pudding was that he learned it for a week and then had a conversation with a native Italian speaker, and he held up pretty well. It was basic, you know, in the same way that it's kind of like the phrase that we use quite often in England, or that people would often use, is high school French, for example. Wait, what main characters' names? What? Inspirational story? No, but it's not even conversational language. So it's more like, I don't know if it's different for oh, Pizza and Pickle. Oh yeah, that's got real meaning. That's a deep emotional story. That's behind a paywall. Donate $20 and I'll tell you all about Pizza and Pickles. But it's like, there's a difference between conversational French and like formal French, like for example. In so like if I speak to someone in French, I sound rigid and polite because I haven't learned the the colloquial terms for stuff. So like and like his sentence structure was clunky and things like that. Oh, is Mizzo delivering you something? Well, the question for that Hypertroller is to just look up what the definition of learn is. Because when we talk about like memory, like you've got like short-term and long-term memory, like most people are familiar with. But like in terms of recall and retrieval, the same principles apply. So let's look up the definition for learn. I mean, I didn't say it wasn't a conjunction issue, so I don't know why you're saying as if I was wrong. Right, gain or acquire knowledge of or skill in by study, experience, or being taught. Started learning French is the example given. So it's whether or not it's the verb and stuff like that. I've been pretty good delivering, although you would never know. Maybe you could probably hide it, possibly. But the thing is, you can learn something and forget it. Like, so for example, there are things that I definitely learnt in school that I'll have forgotten now because I haven't used them. That doesn't mean that I never learnt them. The question is, I mean, like, I don't think there's necessarily a cutoff on that. I mean, I love pickles, I'll be honest, Sorrowful. But the thing is, like, there are different things as well. So, like, if you're learning something, you might not remember anything the first time, someone's teaching you something, but you're still learning. I imagine pickles probably are good on pizza. If they're good on things, they're probably good on things. So like, does eternal memory constitute learned? I mean, I had basic Latin and Spanish skills in school. Like, I could say simple sentences in Latin when I was in my third year at secondary school. I could tell you barely any now. Maybe one or two. The one that stuck is Ego sum canis urbanissimus. Which I believe roughly translates to I am the coolest dog. Caecilius est in hortum. Horto? Caecilius is in the something. Forum? That word came up a lot. Forum definitely came up a lot in Latin. I remember that. Oh, in the garden. My bad. I'm sorry. What was the other one? There's a word that began with A that we said a lot. Arc. So that's the kind of. No, I don't think it was amicus. I don't know, man. It was something. It was a part of a house. Or something like an, I don't know. I'm thinking like some sort of archway thing, but obviously it wouldn't be the word archway. What do you call it? I don't know what the English equivalent is, and I'm trying to think what the translation was, and I don't remember. Atrium! Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Atrium. Said the shit ton of atrium in my 3 years of Latin. Russian pizza place. Oh, I'm not a fan of capers. Well, maybe I've never eaten them, but they smell bad. Minced pepperoni? Sounds good. Smetana. Yeah. Okay, I like a lot of that. Can we all just say that that was the best dialogue it's ever been in a video game? Mother! Pizza! Ugh. Man, y'all talking about sweet and salty and acid, all that. Food critics. Atomos. Smoked bull. Oh, man. And elk? Amazing. Amazing. Is elk in this season? Is elk is seasonal, right? I mean, anything can be year-round. That doesn't mean that it's not seasonal. Ugh. That's how seasonal works. Okay. Synthesis shop. Made some more parts because I don't have any to eat food because I haven't had to do this in a while. Fuck, here we go. Go ahead, let's just fucking fight everyone, Hypertroller. What is this? Do you mean, are you talking about the 4 seasons? What's a standard season? And what's a colloquial season? And what's in season when it relates to cooking? And is that the same? Because guess what? Cooking's worldwide. Or maybe UK colloquial season in terms of culinary experience is distinct from Swedish seasonal culinary. I didn't say cooking season! It's seasonal! Prove it. Man, why are all these people having fish on pizza? Is that not weird? Like, I love salmon. And roe's great. Onion's great. The rest is more standard things. Oh, I hate tuna. Oh my god, Kirby. Ugh. Oh, I mean, I get that mayo and tuna is a common pairing. Sounds horrible. Just from my perspective, I just don't like tuna. And I'm not a big fish fan either. I mean, like... just like... normal. Like, obviously, like, battered cod and haddock and stuff are lovely. But, like... like a nicely cooked salmon. Sure. Some of these fishes are horrendous. What's MRE? Hey guys, did you know there's no such thing as fish? Oh, okay, thanks. I might have heard that expression before. Oh shit, we need a name for Quina. Oh, Buns, but it needs to begin with P. What was the name? Do we have a P name? No, it's going to be Mrs. Say in Black Knight. Let's go. What do you mean QI? You mean you're trying to imply that I just don't know things? I think it's just Aiko and Amaranth left. Pistache. I like peanut. That's cute. Chili mac. As in like macaroni, right? What are you talking about? Aiko's cute. Naming the Muggles, that'd be horrible, man. We've already got a pepper. Paprika. Paprika fits as well. Someone said paprika earlier on, and I said I really liked it. Hey, Gary, I'm doing good. How are you? You got less time. Less time to get to know Amaranth. That's the problem. And he also plays the loner card and doesn't like engage the party and stuff. It's tricky. How are you, Gary? Strong silent type. Hey, Porkins, I'm doing good. How are you? Sorry to hear that, man. But glad you're here. Let's get the skip. Oh. It's a lot of what we can do. Right now, all the learning stuff is happening online, Porkins. I have no idea what the names are. What's up, Secundus? How you doing? Come on. Fucking hell, is it on? Like, seriously? Two cast man. Great game. Good speaking. Got him. Ow. Not bad. No idea, Hypertroller. No idea. So far, every other character has gone up to level 50, so I'm going to assume level 50. Really well, Porgans. A lot of fun. Quina was rough at the end, but we got there. And it all worked out really well. But yeah, a lot of fun, honestly, figuring stuff out on the fly without preparation and stuff. Enjoyed it. Well, maybe, or if I just used Twister more. That might also have helped. Yeah, I did them segmented. I wasn't going to do a 26, 27 hour blind run. But maybe I could. No, nothing like that, Hypertroller. We're teaching normal time, normal schedule, normal timetable. So I'm still expected to be working like from 8:40 to 3 at the least. Those are the normal working hours. And you've got to be there on hand, you know, to support anything that's going on. No, everything's exactly the same as it always is, Kundas. Oh gosh. Oh, there it is. Flowers. Talk to the Gargant. Abomination. Run away. Oh, it's been fun. The chair is molting more onto me. As time goes on, there's more chair on my legs than there is on the chair. Fuck's sake. Controller. Bum 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 bum. See, the thing is, it wasn't funny the first time, which instantly means it has to be hilarious the second time, right? I got it from a reputable furniture store in Northern Ireland several years ago. Yep, that's correct, Ransaru. Or Ransaru. Sure, we can do this. Shit! I'm not gonna fix it, I don't care. A language is adaptable, remember. I don't have to follow your rules. It was like, what was the thing I did that one time? Lasagna. There was one time, someone, I think, it might have been a marathon run or something, and someone donated for, someone donated for the character to be called Lasagna, and I spelled it L-A-S-A-G-N-E instead of L-A-S-A-G-N-A. Lasagna is fucking amazing. I love lasagna. And the thing is, like, lasagna is always good. And it goes from good to being excellent. Like, that's the thing. Hey, thanks very much, Trim Fox. How you doing? Create value paprika. That's right, Fury. But yeah, like, you know, you have a nice lasagna. Even if you get the lasagna from, like, you know, the local Tesco or Asda or whatever. Just some store-bought lasagna. It's going to be good. It's going to taste nice. And then you go to your restaurant and you have fancy lasagna. Fucking delicious. See, that's the thing. The bad lasagna don't exist. Who are you even talking to right now, Hypertroller? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sorrowful. I had like I wouldn't recommend the one from Lidl. It's the closest I've had to a bad lasagna. Hang on. Can you? Where are the rules, Endergrim? Where are the rules? Why does everyone want to be eating seafood? It's friggin' crabs on this, roe on that, tuna on this. So, to be fair, I had crab for the first time when I was in the States last summer. And it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. It was crab chowder? Crab chowder inside, like, a loaf of sourdough or something. Amazing. I don't know what you're talking about, Hypertroller. Like, that's... okay. Thanks. I mean, there are a lot of good things. Say what you will. There's a lot of good things. Frag Rangoon pizza? That sounds not very nice. This is always the same. You follow... What do you follow where the owl goes? Yeah, you always follow the owl. So the owl just went left, so I'm going to follow the owl. And then the owl went left again, so I'm going to follow the owl. Yeah, it's follow the owl, not the black mage. But it's always the same. So right, left, right, I guess is what it is. But I just... Let's go. Okay, here we go. Big lasagna, yeah. That you could tell. That owl had just ingested some delicious lasagna. I want lasagna now, but I've got no way of getting it. Humans! Funny because none of them are human. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it's pretty chill, I guess. And it's groovy as well, but it's not like in your face hard funk or anything like that. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, Hypertroller, aren't we? I don't suppose anyone knows the Black Mage Village quote. What's up, Genova? How are you doing? Alright. You wouldn't keep, I mean, nah, because you get Steiner for Taharka, it wouldn't even make sense to keep one just to have. Probably two to Synth. I don't know. I'll take this break opportunity to remind everyone that the stream is benefiting Gamers Outreach and their Gamers for Giving program. Gamers Outreach charity helps making video games available and easy to manage in hospitals. So they're giving children access to activities. They've got things like the Project Go-Kart. So they make like a portable go-kart, which has got a console monitor, controllers, games and stuff on it, and the Player 2 program, where gamers come in and help volunteers, as volunteers in hospitals, help them with like tech support, equipment things, playing games with the patients. Really, really good cause. Anything that anyone has to contribute, appreciated. I know there was a lot that happened yesterday. But if anyone watching does have some spare pennies, you can use the donation link in the charity command. Or any revenue, cheers and revenue from subs and resubs and gift subs, all contributing towards charity. That's right. Anyone who's got Amazon Prime automatically gets Twitch Prime, which allows you to subscribe for free. So if you haven't used your Twitch Prime sub, amazing opportunity to do it. If you check the link at the end of that command, that will take you to the Twitch Prime page. Thank you for $20, Hypertroller. I now have Hypertroller's bread, but I'm with all the cooking chat. Which season is this bread, Hypertroller? Thank you very much. They really appreciate it. Holy, so fucking help me. If that emote that you've just posted is the awkward or shy, nervous emote from TikTok. Fuck off. Fuck off. Holy shit. Well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Well, it's finally happened. It's finally happened. Fuck me. TikTok memes. Fucking TikTok trends. On Twitch. It's over now. The world's fucked. We lost. We lost, everyone. We lost. Shitting hell. Man, I love me some wheaten bread. Wheaten bread's so good. And real butter. No, it's not an emote. It's a fucking TikTok trend. Do you not know what that is, Hypertroller? Like, TikTok doesn't have emotes, but it's got, like, trends and dances and shit. Oh, man, you got... Get yourself educated on TikTok. Shit the fucking bed, man. Also, TikTok doesn't have a C. You know, because it's trendy like that. I mean, that's not appropriate, Garrick. So let's not ever say that again. So, I mean, one of the wonderful things that I get working as a teacher is that I see all of the TikTok trends every day. Yeah. But, like, if you see... Well, I mean, pretty much any dance that someone of a youthful nature is engaging in, there's a pretty strong chance it will have started on TikTok. Man, what absolute bullshit. He's not a fucking Zoomer. He just says he doesn't even understand TikTok. You can't be a Zoomer if you don't get TikTok. That's like step one. Right, so the actual purpose, so TikTok is an application, and hang on, put it like this. Right? Do you know what Vine is, Bobby Corrin? Like, are you familiar with Vine? Yeah, I actually have made TikTok videos. I had a sponsor deal for TikTok. Hang on, you don't know what Vine is, Bobby Corrin? Okay, that's going to be really... Okay, so basically, the purpose of TikTok is to create short videos on a mobile device to entertain people. That's the main premise. Interesting. So they're typically 15 seconds long. That's the biggest comparison that you've got to Vine. You can have up to 60 seconds. Most of the content on it is people under the age of 18, or I don't know, let's say 18 or younger, typically speaking, dancing to songs. So they'll get like a small snippet. What you can do is, like, you can set the song. So you go into TikTok, you choose the song, and then there's a dance associated with most of them. That's the main premise of it. So a number of celebrities have used it. I mean, I certainly don't know anything about Quibi spelled that way, Hypertroller. Yeah? Yeah, that was so. Right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's the purpose of it. But dude, no, Vine was the shit. I love Vine. I hated Musically. I truly hated Musically. That was horrible. Musically was pretty much just miming along to songs. That's pretty much what most of it was. And then TikTok pretty much came out of Musically. So you don't have to have music on a TikTok. Yeah, that's right, DG, pretty much. Yeah, TikTok is effectively. I mean, that's what you get. But I mean, like, there are people who there actually is genuinely good content on TikTok. Not to say there wasn't ever good content on Musically. But there's a ton of it and the thing is, so it is actually genuinely really important for me as a teacher to know about this stuff. Like, regardless of whether I engage in it or not, yeah? So, like, I use Twitter for me. Like, I like Twitter, and I'm a fan of that. So that's not so, like, tricky to keep up with or anything. But then we get... like, in schools, you'll get meetings now and again about, like, a new app or something that people are using, and then some of the slang and stuff like that you should be aware of so that you know what it means. Super important, DG. Super important. Like, cannot be understated whatsoever. Like, because the thing is, if something's harmless, that's great. Right? That's a good thing. But if something is being used inappropriately or that can cause harm and you don't know anything about it, that puts you in a compromised position. Dude, I loved the shit out of Bebo before there was Facebook. I'm pretty sure Bebo came before Facebook. I used Bebo before Facebook, I know that. That was like, I used Bebo when I was beginning of secondary school. There was a situation. I have no thoughts at all on coronavirus, and I have no knowledge about anything about China or caseload. So I have nothing to say. Custom CSS? I have no idea. I mean, I wasn't that into it. I used MSN Messenger. I never got into any of the AOL stuff or whatever. I didn't know you could do HTML and CSS. I mean, I didn't know what they were at that point. But the other thing is that it can go multiple ways as well. So there have been a number of occasions where, for example, like a student will say something and it sounds odd or it sounds a bit dodgy or you're not sure like what it means, and then they get in trouble for it, or they get pulled up on stuff and whatever because the other person doesn't know what it means. Like, that happened. That's so much of that, because the language that students use is completely alien to the day-to-day stuff that certainly adults at my school use, or in any school that I've been around. Like that, The culture is completely different. I've not heard a student use that word. That's probably, like, to be fair, that's probably pretty light. Dude, that's not fair at all, Garrick. That's not fair at all. Don't say that. That's what I mean. Exactly, DG. Exactly. No, I wanted to get the ore. I can't get the ore now that I've got the pot. Sounded worse than it should have. Well, I mean, we're told to keep up with a parental tentacle. So, I mean, partially it's just good to know. But yeah, it's the awareness is way more. But like the thing is, all you really have to, as a teacher, you basically just need to, this exists and these are the complications that can arise. You don't need to actually get into the culture, so you're still going to miss out on a lot of it. And then it's how you go about it. Everyone can act like an asshole, and it doesn't need a group. Anyone's possible of that. And, you know, just because one person might have been a wanker at some point or whatever, it doesn't mean that every single one is. So you get Hypertroller. That's how you learn. You didn't choose the afterlife. It chose you. Oh, DG, thank you for this. Fuck's sake. I can't speak. Thank you for the sub. One more and I'll give 2. And then we'll be halfway to another 20 sub incentive that I haven't made yet because everything was made plus 3 extras or whatever yesterday. It's actually really interesting that the conversation of children has come up and behavior. And not because I'm a teacher. Bellend is such a good word. I love the word bellend. Nah, you can't be not too generous. It was just amazing. Okay, I've never heard Blonker. Blonker's not. That must be a... gonna unfairly batch that into a Scottish one. Numbnuts is good. But in the book that I'm reading right now, the chapter that I'm on is actually about the behavior of children. Shit. Oh, Plonker. Yeah, I know Plonker. No, bellend's just a bellend. It doesn't mean. I don't know any meaning behind it. It's just someone's being annoying. That's them being a bellend. I don't know any of this. I mean, for all I know, like all offensive slang comes from something. So I wouldn't know. That's like way out of... No one says that anymore. That's dead language there. The tip of the penis. I'll have you know I have successfully delivered no less than one sexual education talk in my life. Okay, not gonna lie, mushroom cap is the most disgusting way of describing a penis. This is gross. Am I supposed to learn bird killer before I put on the chain plate? Let's assume yes. Everyone's just getting them out then? Should we just fucking show and tell time? Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Tell and tell time. Keep your penises at bay, everyone. We don't need to see that here. Bring your penis to work day. Mizzo, can you hear me? It says chain plate, but the question that I've got is that I've currently got the admin vest on and I haven't learned bird killer. So I was wondering if it was preferable to get bird killer. I mean, that's... And it also says before the zombies. That's why I ask. So yeah, I just wasn't sure, Mizzo. As the when for the chain plate. Because I figured I could probably get 5 AP here. Although it'll probably be planned in for elsewhere. The question is, what does the chain plate give you? Because it's not for Devil Killer, and it's not going to be for the +1 strength, that's for sure. And I'll have the Brigandine on later. Does it have a resistance on it? Like ice resist, maybe? Because the Myokinids use Blizzara? Well, that's what, it is before the zombies. Someone can translate that into English. The best Eragard. I mean, the same could be said for Aiko and Amaranth. Doesn't make them any less amazing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know when the chain plate goes on. Like, that's the thing. It says Evatry, equip chain plate, battle zombies. What's up, Viper? How's it going? That's not what he said! Fuck's sake! God. Because we've got times in the run where you want to keep certain things on until you get to a certain point, and then you put that next thing on because of the new enemies or whatever. Yeah, exactly. What he said and what you said are not the same. Because it doesn't say before zombies. Oh shit. Five Phoenix Stars. Not many. Shit, I've got life, whatever. Because the problem is, like I said, so like in the any percent notes, before you do the mandatory zombie fight, you optimize it and give him the power belt. So he can learn MP attack or whatever it is. I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure. But you don't want to have that on for the entirety of the Aoife tree. You want to have whatever your normal stuff is. But there's nowhere that specifies, short of knowing the run, when you change the equipment. This is exactly one of those situations. Swoop! Oh, fuck. We're, like, not in a good position right now. I should have, you know, healed or some shit. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, Viper, but glad you've been checking stuff out. That's awesome. Levels for the summoners, anyone? Fine. You know, I'm in good health. My family are in good health. I have nothing to worry about. I haven't seen any reason for me to worry or anything that's going on. Work is weird, but, I mean, we're doing what we can. And, you know, there's no point complaining about something you have no control over. So, just getting on with stuff. That's literally all it is. Why did I do that? This is good. I'm fine, honestly. Oh, we're not trying. We're succeeding. We are doing that. I don't think there's any teacher, certainly in the UK, that is not actively remote teaching. Okay. You know, either through, I don't know, Google Classroom or Google Teams or something like that. They're not even Google, it's Microsoft Teams, but you get the idea. Oh, that's personal information I can't disclose on stream. The assumption that you all have to make is that it's working exactly as it should be. But I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing, and it is what it is. That's the main, you know, you're basically doing what you have to. And that's about it. So you just do your best. I mean, irrespective of that, Viper, I've been doing that anyway. So that hasn't changed anything for me. Yeah, so I think I was out at like 5 past, 10 past 5 or something this morning. Wasn't a single person out when I was doing my exercise this morning. That was good. I don't know what time it was yesterday when I was out. But honestly, there seems to be, you know, a decent amount of activity in terms of people around, out and about, cars and stuff like that. That's right. That's the trick. How to get the nation healthier. But it's funny though, it's like there are a lot of people that I've spoken to and being around here, like they're scared to go outside without like exercise clothes on in case they get stopped by the police. I don't really know. I mean, there's some lessons to be learned, sure. I don't really know what the big... things for most are bandana. Sounds cool, Gary. What a legendary mom. Well, yeah, I mean, like, so as far as the UK is concerned, one of the directives is that if you are outside and not either getting essentials like food or clothes or whatever you need to survive, or you're doing exercise, then you can be fined. So police are supposed to be out monitoring civilian activity. Well, the thing is, there's a potentially big concern with how effective homework is, because like one of the jokes that people have been making is don't do too good a job at home. Because you might not have a job when we come back. Which is quite fun. Shit. Oh shit! What the fuck just happened? Okay. Well, there it is. I mean, I've seen police on a number of days when I've been out.
Ooh, welcome.
Hey, Square-Enix, thank you for the raid. It's not like I forgot the maths. I just chose not to. What are the odds that my entire party of 4 are all going to be multiples of level 5? Because Steiner is currently off with Freya doing something. Like they were basically fighting Bandersnatches while we escaped. Something like that. Like they were helping us. best. That's the best explanation I've got. I don't know where he is now. Yeah. But I don't know what happened to him after that. I've genuinely forgotten. But I'll remember when we see him next. In Disc 3. He's probably just come back to Alexandria. How was Call of Duty, NXN? But yeah, like there are like people who are going to work, who are worried about going to work in case they get stopped. You know, in case they don't have like a particular uniform for it or a badge or, you know, something like that. Do you mean is now or do you mean not? I presume you mean now officially cut off. Wow. Nice, Garrick. Getting the work in. I've been having difficulty speaking today. What a terrible attitude to have, Domino. That is the law enforcement service of this great country. I mean, not if she doesn't use her hands. Just wear gloves. Because the thing is, like, obviously I don't wish that Domino gets in trouble with the police. That would obviously be terrible for him. But I would love... I want some sort of recompense for that flippant comment. I mean, that's the quality punchline that follows. Horn whip. Not if you were running from the police. Is CAD Canadian dollars? Also, what's up, Takada? I saw you write something earlier and I totally haven't said hello yet. Loonies and toonies. Is Moose Jaws out? Is that even happening anymore? Like, I totally get that, the most recent films by Kevin Smith have not necessarily been received fantastically by the general community, but I'm excited as shit. For Moose Jaws. Okay, Leo, I have a sneaking suspicion I know what's wrong. Do the notes say to talk to the crystal after the giant turtle or land turtle twice? I thought... no, there was one after Tusk. Yoga Hosers. Okay. So you should... You talk to the crystal, then you change the white mage, then you talk to the crystal a second time. One of them's a cutscene and one of them's not. So what happened to me was that I didn't talk to the crystal, which gave me my spell charges. So that's probably what's happened to you. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I found that it just wasn't working. So what I had to do was I would get the eye drop thing, and then I would do whatever, and I'd be like, oh, I've got no cure spells. So what I would do is I would go to the inn, which is amazing, which is free, which is great. We're talking about the FF3 for the Nintendo. But yeah. So that's probably what it is, Leo. Because that happened to me. If it's not that, then I have no idea. But that would be my guess. No Time Like the Now, Viper. 3 for the Nintendo is awesome. The music is fantastic. I have no idea what the story is. I couldn't tell you anything about the game. But I can name some of the bosses. Does BizHawk work with an unfocused window? I don't know. Yeah, that's a genuine problem as well. Because whenever I do runs, I genuinely, on a loading screen, I click the next map and then click back on the emulator. Yeah, it's... I have no idea what the answer is, but I actively... So if you watch any stream that I've done an FF3 run, you will actually... You'll see me like going back and forth, and I just developed a knack for it, basically, was what it was. I think it was Japanese, but there are since English translation patches that have been made. So you might... I don't know if this is true, but like with Windows 10, like if I scroll an inactive window, it will still scroll. I don't know if you could get like a picture viewing app or something like that, where you can have BizHawk in the main window and then scroll the notes, and the notes will change. Well, yeah, introducing screenshots, but the thing is, like, there's very little that you need to know in the notes, which is good. It's like to be honestly, you could probably like memorize the route before the event. But yeah, going between the maps. Oh yeah, text file's not a problem. It's the pictures. That's the thing. Yeah, it's tough. Like, short of having a second device that's got the pictures on it that you can scroll through, it's tough. Oh yeah, I mean, like, there are options. No, Amarant's named Paprika. Or Papriki! Papriki! But yeah, I just never made that solution. I think the more apt question is, would you be able to tell me, or no, not in fact that, tell me how to do it. Please. Please show me how to put pictures into an HTML file. There you go. That's the thing. That's what we're looking for. Worf? Like, after the Star Trek character? Nice. Worf's amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, it's frame perfect, so that's literally all it is. There's nothing else to it. Yep. Yeah, when the fight goes right, it's good. It's good. Bonk. Oh man, like my fingers are getting worn down a bit from that. I was like way out of shape. Okay. Pizza time. I wish I knew the soundtrack for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4: Turtles in Time. I think that's the only track I can remember. I can't remember anything else from the soundtrack. What a game. What a game. Leviathan. Leviathan. Nice Wisdom Ball. I grew up playing that. So my mum and dad ran a youth club, in the local town. And there's a Sega Mega Drive and a Super Nintendo. So it was Super Mario World or TMNT 4. Loved it. Paprika. Oh, it's amazing. It's so good. Okay. Oh, the character. I thought you meant Laguna's theme. And I was going to be like, it's the same piece of music. I get what you mean. Oh, that'll be awesome. I'm never going to be able to experience that. I was like, let me think. I think I was a big Raph guy. Honestly, I think Raphael was my go-to. But the size. Amazing. I did not know they were good. I mean, I've got... Oh, probably the ones that I took... Yeah, the images that I took, like the actual... How do I say what I'm trying to say? Gosh darn it. The images that I got from the internet to put my things on, to put the movement on, were probably GIFs, which is why they are. But I have PDN files of them all, so you could just save them as PNGs or something. Yeah, but like, Raph's the badass, which is why I think I liked him. Oh, absolutely, Leo, yeah. So the big thing, the most important thing for the world map, I guess there are two things that are really important. I mean, like, that you might get caught out on. So, like, number one, there's one bit in the world map where you go up a bunch, and then you hit a mountain, and then you go left and into the room. But if you hold up all the way, you can go one tile too high. It doesn't seem like you can go that high, but you can. And the other one is, before you go to Goldberg's Tower. You know who I mean, golden guy. Before you go to his place... Goldor, yeah. Before you go there, there's one tile of... Is it desert or water? There's a single tile when you're going to the right that you absolutely must go over. Otherwise, your step will increment by an extra 1. Don't know what it is, though. But if you follow the map exactly, you'll be fine. But that's something that tripped me up, where I was like, oh, I'm going a direct path, it's fine. But no, depending on whether you're on... And I don't know if desert and grass affected, but I know water can't, or something like that. But depending on what, I guess, element tile that you're on, can affect the steps. But yeah, if you just follow the map exactly, you'll be golden. I guess the only other thing that might catch you out at all is there's one screen where it says first time, second time. It just means that like you do the encounter skip first time, and then on the way back you do the encounter skip on that one. I don't know how obvious that is, but it's because you stay on the map the whole time. And that's like in the rat dungeon. So you stay on that screen, but you know you go up the screen one time and then you go back down the screen, and there's an encounter skip on the way up and on the way down. And it says like the word first time, second time. And I think the second time when I changed the color to orange or something instead of red.
Ooh, welcome.
Jumbo, thank you for the raid, man. How was the end of disc? You're pretty near the end of disc 2 of new threat threat mod. It is new threat, right? Dead threat, threading, Final Fantasy 7 threat. Anyway, thanks for the raid. Yeah, I think it's new threat mod. So I saw you take down J-Death. Oh, man. Awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. So what's the plan next? What are you going to start tackling?